Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 2, episode 1 of Faith and Purpose podcast. I am super excited to start off the season with a motivational speaker, a mother, a wife, a woman who wears so many hats and does it so graciously. I have with me Mrs. Funmi Aofolaju. I hope I pronounced your name right, Ma.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you today. We have a lot to talk about, but before we dive right into it, I just want to get the guests and the audience and the listeners to get to know you more. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, what you do, and something maybe people may not know about you.
Okay. Thank you, Lady Ogechi, for having me this morning, and I really appreciate you bringing me on here. To everyone that are out there watching us, thank you so much for being part of us and for being our guest. And if you are coming across this channel, this podcast for the first time, please subscribe because this is a channel to learn as well and to grow and to fulfill purpose. So my
Yes.
name is Funmi Aofolaju. I'm an evangelist, a
Yes.
motivational speaker, a mother, wife, mother, sister, and I have business. I'm a business owner. I'm a counselor as well. I wear
Yes.
different hats, marriage counseling, precisely helping people to fulfill purpose in the area of marriage, family, motivating the young ones to know who they are and not let the world define who they are. So, and I encourage a lot of people to focus because it's very, very easy to shift the focus away
Mm-hmm.
unknowingly. Circumstances can shift it away, situations can shift it away, the world, the policy can shift it
Mm-hmm.
away also.
You
Mhm.
are so right. Thank you, Ma. Yeah, and I forgot to mention she's the founder of Joyful Married and Precious Single. So she's gonna be advising our married and single women today as well. Thank you, thank you. So we'll do a little activity just so again people get to know you a little bit more. It's do you prefer? So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions and you tell me your preference. So the first one is do you prefer tea or coffee?
Oh, I like to drink tea,
Nice.
decaffeinated tea, any decaffeinated tea, but I love lemon because it's very rich in antioxidants.
Yes.
And I love anything that has ginger as well because of the polyphenols. So I like all that. I don't drink
Wonderful.
coffee. It makes my heart palpitate.
Pound, I
palpitate.
know, same here. Wonderful. What about wig or natural hair? I know everyone is going in this natural hair mode, but it's sometimes hard to maintain the natural hair. So, on your average day, if you have to go out, would you go out with your hair or you just pop that wig on?
Occasionally I go out with my hair if
Hmm.
because sometimes my hair is natural,
Okay.
but I kind of like do all these I let me tell you per se, I don't really like wig, but because of the schedule and everything that we
Yes.
do,
And the weather. Hmm.
you don't want to throw something on and just go to beat the time and
Yes.
so
Oh, wonderful. No, you're I'm the same way. You're right. So I know we're in this pandemic mode and all of us have been working from home, but what's your preference? Would you prefer to work from home or just go in the office where you can focus or a bit of both? What's your preference, work from home or in the office?
the work to me, I think the both works for me perfectly, but people are different. With working from home, you'll be able to have time with family
Mm-hmm.
and less exposed to risk out there when it comes to health, especially during this pandemic. But
Yes.
going out there, people of people as well. Going out there, you interact, you socialize, you meet people,
Mm-hmm.
and you get connected to people on their what they are facing and help
Yes.
them like more. But all the same, both of them work for me perfectly. It's just
Wonderful.
that one needs to be able to manage time wisely when you are
Mm-hmm.
working from home. And I also see that we do more even working from home professionally
Oh,
because
yes. I totally agree with you on that one. And then two more questions. Text or phone calls? Are you a text kind of person? I know our millennials, they don't want to pick up the phone, but if you text them, they respond right away. Or are you a phone call kind of person? What's your preference?
Both work for me
Okay.
because we have to come to the down to the level of people to be flexible, not being rigid like, oh, just phone, call me just phone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You will lose some audience if you're just saying, oh, call, just phone. Because some
Yes,
people don't like to talk, they like to just test it, they like their quiet moments. So and
exactly.
some like to call, to interact. Me, I like to talk to people more because talking to them, you can sense what they are facing. You
Mm-hmm.
can sense if they are happy. And as a
Yes.
motivational speaker, I can connect with them to be able to help them, hear them out is much more important. But with test, I'm also cool as well.
That is true. That's amazing. That's amazing. Last question. When you like to unwind and relax, do you prefer comedy or romantic movies?
Oh, I love romantic movies because as I learn from it as well, and
Yes.
I learn from it, and I also see if I can help anyone that is in the movie.
Mm-hmm,
Mm,
mm-hmm.
you know, part of activities, part of things that we do in life is the comment, observation. So
Yes.
if I can see a way of input or something in what they, how to help them. So I like to watch romantic movie, especially with my husband because we learn together.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that activity with us, with me. I really appreciate it. I got to know you a little bit more on a personal level. So we're gonna dive right into So we're gonna dive right into the topic for today, understanding purpose. I know sometimes people say purpose is overrated. People say, "Oh, I'm walking in purpose," or "What is my purpose?" or "What am I here to do?" But I wanted us to break it into three distinct areas. Who am I? What am I here? What can I do? Especially for young adults. So my first question to you is, if you had to explain purpose, what is purpose, or what does it mean for somebody to walk in purpose that God has ordained them on planet Earth?
Thank you so much. This is huge and this is large, but I will try as much as possible to break it down into different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And purpose is simply the reason why we exist, simply why we exist, and it's divided into two: spiritual and
Mm-hmm.
physical.
Correct.
So for spiritual, God have assignment for us, and that assignment can be found in the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11 that say, "For I
Mm.
know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord,
Yes.
plan to prosper you and not to harm you, plan to give you hope and a future."
Hallelujah.
That means that Jeremiah 29, verse 11 already tells us that there is spiritual purpose.
Mm.
Inside purpose, there is plan.
Mm.
Physically, we have a life purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Our life purpose is divided into different categories as well.
Yes.
Our life purpose, inside of it, we have vision. Our vision is the one that backs the plans.
Mm.
So the vision may be broad. We may have long time, like the retirement. That's the purpose there, right there.
Yes. Yes.
We may have the short term, the goals that we want to achieve within a span of 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
within a span of 5 years. So let's now break it down to the different chapter now. We have marital
Definitely.
purpose, motherhood purpose,
Yes.
career purpose, and community purpose. Because a life that gives back to the community, a life that impacts people is a worthy life.
Yes.
So, like I do ask people, easily you can define who you are if you don't know who you are.
Mm.
We must
That's
know
deep.
who, yes.
Yes.
In order for anyone to fulfill purpose, first, you first of all have to know who you are. and who you are, not just who you are personally only. You have to know who you are
In
in
Christ.
when we are talking about faith,
Mm-hmm.
because our purpose is something that we are not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have an idea of it. We may know it. Some don't even know it at all. They need someone to help them identify it.
Exactly.
So, but for some that knows it, then they need to first of all know who they are in God. Have faith in God. When they have faith in God, when we have faith in God, we'll be able to know that we cannot do this, we cannot fulfill this purpose on our own. We need the strength and power from above.
That is true.
From above. The book of Psalm 128 says, we receive help in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So in the help from above is what will help us to be able to fulfill the physical. Everything settles spiritually before it manifests physically.
This is for light.
Exactly.
So nothing we can achieve, we cannot do anything on our own. For people of faith, for people that are still believing to grow their faith, they believe in science that they can do a whole lot by themselves, by resources, by technology, by all stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But truly, the wisdom to create all those comes from above.
That's true.
So likewise, to achieve our purpose physically, spiritually, we need divine help. So once we are able to, once we know our faith, because faith is abstract thing, unseen thing,
Mm-hmm.
but we hope that we believe that we is there. So
Yeah.
likewise, our purpose. We know our purpose for now. We may know it for now, but we are not seeing it. Even if we know the beginning, we don't know the end. So, and we don't know how the form, the tide of the world is going to take us, whether we're going to fulfill or not. So
Mm-hmm.
we should have strong belief that we can do it.
Yes.
That's the motivation right there, self-motivation.
Yes.
So when you compare faith spiritually with achieving purpose, that is self-will. To be able to have strong self-will, passion, something that I can call passion.
Yes.
Passion is another version of faith, physically, when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to achieving purpose.
Yes. Passion.
To
Correct.
achieve purpose, passion is there, plan is there, time is there.
Mm-hmm.
So it now depends on the ones that we want to focus on to achieve at different times. That is the reason where that is very, very important to set goals. Goals help us to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Goals help us to process our plan. And goals help us to identify the method and the means to achieve our purpose.
Oh, that's wonderful, man. You said two things that really stuck out to me. You said if you don't know who you are, the world will tell you who you are, you know? And so that's why it's important, like I said, to understand your purpose. And you also said something, you know, about the goals helping you achieve the purpose. So we're going to hone into that. You know, what are some goals you think people can set, even with their spouses, even with their children, to make sure, first of all, the children are building skills to help them in that purpose, or as a family unit? You talked about community. I think that's really powerful because a lot of people forget that community impact is also part of purpose. What are some goals people can set, either with their family, with their children, or goals to impact the community that can ultimately tie to purpose that God has for them?
So thank you so much. Very important. So the question is that I encourage people to motivate people to first of all ask themselves is that, what do I enjoy most?
Mm.
What do I enjoy most? What am I good at? What are the things that I do? Because life is full of challenges. If we are pursuing a goal that we are not good at, we'll be easily frustrated.
That's true.
So if you want to set up your goals, Number four, one thing is that you want to know what you are good at, what you enjoy
Yes.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because along the line, we're going to need help to achieve purpose. So that will help us to focus that, okay, this is what I'm good at most. Yes, our goal, our purpose is going to be broad at times,
Mm-hmm.
broad, but to identify the help that we need to know the ones that we can focus on. That help us to lead us to the area of seeking help and to
Correct.
delegate. We
Correct.
know the type of help that we're going to request and the tasks that we're going to delegate.
Delegate.
Likewise, we want to set goals for the family.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that we want to achieve as a family
Mm-hmm.
collectively?
Correct.
Is it a project? What I mean project, family project, is it about at a time, is everybody building their skills to career-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like for grown up, for young children?
Mm-hmm.
The talent, we have to identify what they enjoy doing most. That will lead us on how to identify their talent.
Talent.
Some children, they like to they are very, very curious, very inquisitive. When they see anything, they want to open it. Some people will think like, oh, this child is just destructive. You want to open everything,
Mm-hmm.
dismantle everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is a talent right there. That
Wow.
is a technical skill. We just need to shape that talent in that child
Mm-hmm.
to be a good technical person and pray with the child to
Yes.
have the power of innovation, power of invention,
The power of
to be
invention.
able to create something that we give him or her wealth,
Mm-hmm.
and that will also be a blessing to the community.
Mm-hmm.
For example, harps. Some young children are developing harps now.
Mm-hmm.
When they are playing with those things, their parents may be wondering, you play too much with games, you play too much with
Yes.
iPad, you play. Yes, it's just that everything must be have time bound,
Yes.
timeline, where the amount of time to spend on it. But we can develop that right there. That is the talent. And for individuals, singles, um, they want to identify, are they really ready to get married?
Mm-hmm.
They must first of all find their purpose before they can say they want to go and get married.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get married, it is very easy to lose focus
Correct.
because a lot of things going to come into play. The time of a single, being single is just a single. I say single and not single and separated. That is what I
Mm-hmm.
say. You are single, you are separated, you are not stranded.
Mm.
When you are single, you are separated. Separated means that you have your time to yourself.
Exactly.
You are just separate, you know. You have entire time, the time to enjoy, time to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill purpose, time
Mm-hmm.
to
To
build
do all
on
those things.
to
Yes.
develop yourself, but you are not stranded. You are not stranded means that once you know that you are not stranded, you will know that you cannot, nothing can pressure you to go into any relationship that you are not supposed to go into.
Mm.
Family influence at times, people will say, "Oh, when are you going to get married? When are you going?" But when you know what your purpose, when you already find your purpose,
Mm-hmm.
you know that no amount of pressure from any angle will push you to the relationship that you are not supposed to go into. And excuse me,
No problem.
and you'll be satisfied.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Excuse me, let me
sorry.
drink water.
Okay, no
Sorry.
problem. Thank you.
And you'll be satisfied with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You'll complete. Being single does not mean that you are incomplete. No,
Mm-hmm.
it means wholeness,
Wholeness. Mm.
wholeness in God and in terms of purpose. So very, very important. So at that moment, the single will be able, once you already find your purpose, you'll be able to know where you started from, where you are. And at the point in time that you have to fulfill that purpose of going
Yes.
into marriage,
Yes.
be ready to go into marriage. Be matured to go into marriage. When I mean by be matured, not in terms of just money. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Not in terms of just money, but in terms of confidence, maturity, not taking things personal, even in achieving purpose, life purpose as well, not even
Yes.
marriage as well. Career, because we're going to meet a lot of people. We work with people of diverse culture. Our background are different. Our exposures are different. The abuse that many have gone through are different. That just impacts them to behave irrationally at times.
Yeah.
But maturity comes with owning. So we must not be broken before we can say life can break us at times, but we must gather ourselves together to be able to fulfill purpose, because we meet a lot of people. Somewhere you go, you receive rejection.
That's true.
And meanwhile, you are just helping them fulfilling purpose. They will reject you. And some, because of the glory that we carry, they cannot handle it. And then we just feel like, this one.
What's wrong with this one?
Shine here, right? Are we not doing something before you join us? You know?
Yes.
So people have to, you can't blame them. They have the right to what they're saying, though it may not be right.
Yeah.
But you don't know where they are coming from that is making them
the experience. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I say purpose come with knowing who you are. When you know who you are, you will not be quick to judge anybody.
Yes.
You'll be able to handle rejection very well, because all these distractions that we meet on the way.
Yes. Yes.
So that is the reason why I say number one thing is that you ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing most? That you don't get frustrated with all these rejection, all these different people. You meet people of positive energy, and we also meet people of negative energy. All those will not affect, will not impact us. So life purpose, fulfilling purpose as family. For children, we must know what they are good at, their talent, and take their purpose regarding that, either in terms of career or in terms of sports. Some children, they like to recite things. So that we can help them shape that talent, writing books or into poems. Look at what Amanda did at the
that was at the inauguration. Beautiful. I'm sure her parents were so proud. Yes, yes.
That is a life purpose, dear. And that it started with talent as well. And with the help of God, she was able to get to that level, to be a blessing to many on that ceremonial day. So that is part of it. She's doing her own in terms of life purpose, in terms of poems, and she's blessing people. And she communicated a lot of messages there for us. We can just think deep. The eyes of grace to understand the depth of the purpose.
Yes.
It takes the eyes of grace to understand the depth of purpose.
Yes, yes. Wow.
So I'll talk about the children, setting the goal for them. And as husband and wife, in order to move further fast in life, there must be agreement.
Agreement.
So
I love that.
Husband and wife, first of all, needs to measure their stand when it comes to agreement. Because maritally, husband and wife cannot achieve purpose without agreeing on things. Amos 3:3 says, can two work together except they agree?
Correct.
So if husband is driving the car and the wife is saying no, opening the door, You know
Yeah.
that they cannot go that much
Yes,
because
ma.
the husband will be flowing there. Not what we don't want the wife to get
Mm-hmm.
hot,
Mm-hmm.
and the wife. So that's a distraction there. So they have first of all have to agree.
Agree.
Everything
Mm-hmm.
setting a goals purpose. They first of all have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
So what we now talk about the metrics, the parameters of setting goals.
Wow. That's
Those are
amazing.
the planning process for setting goals for life purpose.
That's wonderful. You summarized, you took us down from different age ranges, different categories, like you said, the single, the children, the single, the married, and that's just loaded. Thank you so much. I think you covered all the questions I had, because we already talked about what advice you would give young girls. I think that's my last question. What advice will you give young girls who are trying to understand their purpose and they feel like, what am I even supposed to do? My parents say I should go to college, and I felt that way. I knew that in the typical African household, you can either be accountant, doctor, or lawyer, or have something business. And so for me, I just felt like I was getting the accounting degree just to check the box. But how can you help them understand that even in that, as you're going through the phases of life and doing the needful, like go to school and all of that, inside it, how can they find what is truly my purpose? What is it beyond just the day-to-day mundane that God has called us to do? I think you mentioned it already, in terms of knowing who you are, understanding what you're good at, but specifically for girls and women, because I'm passionate about girls and women, what other things do you think they can do just to help them at the end of their life, like the Proverbs 31 woman, be well versed and well rounded, with purpose?
Thank you. So number one thing is we know ourselves and we know what gives us joy.
Yes.
So we want to identify. I always tell people like we all face everyone has failed at one point or the other in life.
Mm-hmm.
So in failure, what lesson do we learn?
Mm.
So that lesson that we learn will help us to shape our focus and our goals. Failure is a stepping stone to success.
Mm-hmm.
So to succeed and to excel as a young girl
Mm-hmm.
in terms of career, uh, the girl needs to first of all identify the accomplishment. It
Mm.
may be small, not be too big. The accomplishment that make her feel the best.
Yes.
List five of it,
Mm.
just to summarize it. List five.
Mm-hmm.
Then look at the back from the back, like what have she achieved in the past?
Mm-hmm.
Accomplishment, failure, then compare. Then which one of them is pointing towards a goal, a purpose?
Mm. Mm.
If it's career, if it's someone that loves to care for people,
Yes.
for example, at what point did she care for people and they feel like, wow, you are amazing, and that thing
Yeah.
gives her joy?
Yes.
So if she can list about five,
Mm-hmm.
then out of that five, she needs to score herself.
Mm.
We listed five. Out of that five, how many of it did she do
Really
successfully
do
without
well.
struggling?
Mm-hmm.
Then that will point at the direction of the care field.
Wow.
When you say care field, it can be a medical
Nurse,
doctor,
doctor,
it can be a nurse, it can be
physician.
it can be a teacher, it can be a psychiatric nurse.
Mm.
Counsel. When you counsel, you are still caring for people.
Correct.
You are still putting yourself in their shoes, feeling what
Yeah.
they are feeling, carrying their
Yeah.
burden. So that is that. And for anyone in life, before we can achieve any purpose, we have to set up goals.
Correct.
So to the goals that we are going to set up, there are metrics and parameters for setting the goals.
Mm-hmm.
There is smart approach.
Mm-hmm.
There is SWOT analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it higher now for hurdles, not
Yes.
for
Yes, ma'am.
so for smart approach is that we want to make sure that our goal is specific. Specific is that it is quantifiable.
Mm-hmm.
Specific, pointing to a direction. Let me
Yes.
use the word, pointing to a direction, specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because a goal is just purpose is part of our goals.
Mm-hmm.
Our vision back our goals.
Correct.
Our goals back our purpose. Life goals. I call it focus. Life focus.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose is just an element of it. It's just a fraction.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose is a fraction of a goal. Why goals are fraction of vision.
Correct. I love that.
Vision is the broad assignment.
Yes.
Spiritually, I can call it the destiny.
Mm-hmm.
For people of faith, is God assigned purpose.
Wow.
For people that are still growing for generally people,
Yes.
we want to understand is purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But purpose is a fraction of goals, and goals is a fraction of
Satisfaction of vision. That's amazing. That's just the best. That's the best quote I've heard in a long time. God bless you. I'm going to use that and tag it when we share this video. You know, purpose is the fraction of our goals, and goals is a fraction of the vision. I said it right, right? Or is it the other way?
Yes.
Purpose is the fraction of the goal. Or is it goal is a
Goals is a fraction of vision.
vision? Yes, yes.
Purpose is a fraction of goal.
Okay, wow.
And to achieve this, there are approach that we can use. We have to make sure that the purpose is specific, is pointing to a direction of where we are going.
Wow.
And aside from that, is measurable. Measurable in terms of time, percentage. And we want to do periodic evaluation to see the estimated goal completion versus the actual completion. And this can be measured in terms of time. It can be measured in terms of percentage as well.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that our goals, when we are setting it, is achievable. It's not just a brilliant task.
Yes.
Something that is broad that we cannot even, we know that we cannot.
Yes, yes.
So, and we also want to understand that our goals, when we understand it, we understand that it must be realistic. If a goal is not realistic, it becomes unreasonable. It becomes unachievable, and it can lead to frustration easily. So, and in achieving, in making progress, we also have to ensure that our goals are timely, have timeline. That is, having timeline will help us to go back and check, either on the weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, and half year and annual. So I always tell people, like, just not to bore yourself, because sometimes you are checking on a weekly basis. You'll be like, I've not done this, I've not done that. Hey, where am I? But it can lead to panic, or it can lead to frustration. But try on a monthly basis to review what I've completed, what needs to be done. And in all this, we need to have plans. What are the plans that we have in place? The plan is like, okay, maybe at the beginning of the week, I'm going to write down my to-dos. And in the morning, I'm going to check on it, or I have to go somewhere. And another thing is that we have to have process. The process is that what do we need to do daily? How are we going to do it? That is the process. Then we want to know our method. One of our method in achieving personal goals is that, like, we want to know ourselves. Am I a morning person, or am I a afternoon person? So that is the method that I use. I'm a money person and I function all the time.
In the
Sometimes I'm up
mornings.
late in the night as well. But it's they always say, I'm not praising myself, they always say it's not easy to be a money person and at the same time a day
Yeah,
person.
night, yes.
Yes, yes. So that's the method. Once we know that we're a money person, then the task that we need to do, part of the task that we need to do that requires processing of with the
Mm-hmm,
mind,
mm-hmm,
thinking,
mm-hmm.
evaluation, then we want to do that in the morning when we are high up there that we are
Mm.
active. Then if it is an afternoon person, something that we need to do to require a lot of focus, we want to do it in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yes. So thank you so much. This has been so amazing. So many great nuggets and words of wisdom that you provided today, Ma. So just for our viewers and listeners, how can they get in touch with you to continue to hear this amazing content and be inspired?
Thank you so much for having me on this channel. I have a company, Treasure Solution, and I'm on Facebook. My page is Treasure Solutions. I also have a public group, Treasure Solution, where I put motivational and empowerment uh, messages, videos there. I provide motivational encouragement, empowerment to people to help them fulfill purpose, life purpose, and for people that life has been cheated upon them and they are discouraged in moving forward regarding their life purpose. I encourage them. We all know that we need money means to achieve our life purpose. So
Mhm.
I provide the financial resources like empowerment, information, business ideas, how to manage resources and finances in that regard. And I'm on Facebook. I have a personal page as well, Funmi Aofolaju, where I reach out to people as well, and where people can watch my videos. I'm on YouTube as well, Funmi Aofolaju. That's my channel. My channel is all about motivation, marriage, and money making ideas. And I'm on Instagram, Funmi Aofolaju underscore FOA. I'm also on Twitter, F Aofolaju1.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And I hope to continue to follow you and, all the things that you have said today. I hope that viewers and listeners have been truly blessed. I trust and I know that they have been blessed. So thank you once more. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Until next time, God bless you.
Bye.